sure that we had a very tightly integrated hardware-software solution that's sold as a device.
Okay.
So where the enthusiasts, if they know what they're doing, they can go build their own. Really our thrust is to make sure that we enable these things. The first thing people say when they see this device in person for the first time is, oh my gosh, I can't believe how small it is. And I don't know if me standing next to it represents that or not.
Maybe I should get out wide just to show that this is,
it is a very, very, small, efficiently designed package. HP did a beautiful job. The materials are very high quality. It feels really solid. I mean, it looks great. You'll note that it is a device from the perspective of you think about a typical Windows Home Server or Windows Server machine.
What's missing on the back?
What's missing on the back? So in this case, we have power and Ethernet, and those are the only two required connections. You'll notice there's no keyboard port, there's no mouse port, there's no monitor port. It is a device that you configure and use remotely all of the time. HP has chosen to put external SATA for additional drive expansion, as well as USB ports, again, typically for drive expansion.
Okay. So flip it back around.
There's a power button.
And a power button. Flip it back around the front. You had the drive trays over there a second ago.
So the way that the storage system works, the way that HP's done it, is they have 4 drive bays, and these drive carriers are very simple to add and remove storage. I'll do one example where I'll show what the drive carrier looks like. The idea is you take any SATA drive, and here I've just got, this is a 500 gigabyte SATA drive, and it's very simple to take a drive, just make these little pins go in, into the holes on the side, and then, ta-da, you've now added 500 gigabytes to your home server. Shift down to the one down here that's running.
Okay.
And this one's actually another Windows Home Server that I have in my office here that I use for demoing. It's actually connected to the internet, so I can demonstrate remote access.
Right.
But this is a running server. It's actually in live state. I'll point out a couple things. First of all, you'll see that there's a health icon right here that's red. This represents the health of my home network.
Okay.
And right now, there's a problem on this little demo home network, and I'll tell you what the problem is. One of my computers, this one down here, which is just a standard desktop, is off. And it hasn't been backed up in a couple weeks.
Okay.
And Windows Home Server is telling me that, hey, you got a problem. You're not backing this stuff up. You might want to pay attention to that.
Okay.
I could choose to suppress that notification if I wanted to. Sure. I haven't, because it makes for a good demo. But you'll notice that I can very easily, if I wanted to, let's say this drive had failed me and I wanted to replace it, it's as easy as unplugging the drive. You'll notice that after a couple seconds this light changes. I can take the drive out, get a new drive, plug the new drive in, and clamp it in, and the system will allow me to now replace that drive. I'll point out that what I did here looks like hot swap. I missed a step here that I didn't show in the demo. I didn't actually show you. You have to go into our server storage and say remove this drive.
Take it out of the pool.
Take it out of the pool. This is what would happen if there was a disconnect of the drive.
Gotcha.
So I just skipped that little step. But we do support, or HP supports, hot plug.
Okay.
Which I just demoed there. So.
All right. Cool. So so tell us about, any idea how many terabytes of data you've got here? I see a stack of drives here. We've got, this one's full of drives.
So in terms of actual used storage, I have roughly here in the office about 1.2 terabytes of used storage. It includes my music and my photos and my videos and so forth. I have capacity here of somewhere around 6 or 7 terabytes. Okay. But I obviously don't use all of that.
All right. Okay.
The reason I have this rig is, we're always testing the product and making sure that we have quality and that we understand the scenarios. And so I've always been a geek at heart, and this allows me to be kind of in touch with what's going on.
Sure. Okay. All right. Well, can you tell us about some of the other stuff we see around the office here?
Sure.
Now this caught my eye as a one-time Land Cruiser owner. Is this your rig?
It is. It's 1978. I bought it about 2.5 years ago, and I've slowly been restoring it to 100% factory condition.
Okay.
It's currently drivable and in really good shape, but it's got a ways to go, and it's always a work of love.
Okay. I'm seeing lots of pictures like this one on the walls too. You must be a skier.
I am. That's was taken in Valdez, Alaska.
Oh wow!
And I'm actually going to be going there in about 14 days to go ski those slopes again.
All right, fantastic. And I noticed you've got a few things on the windowsill. I'm intrigued by the rifle scope. We've got a nice view out the window here. Is there something you've been keeping an eye on?
No, I inherited a firearms collection from my father, and that was an extra scope, and it's just nice to be able to have a telescope to look out the window from.
All right. Got a few Ship It awards here for a few products.
Mm-hmm.
Windows NT, looks like Internet Explorer there. What before the home server team, where were you at, Charlie?
Immediately before I worked on Windows Server, Enterprise Management Group, and Windows Enterprise Storage Groups.
Okay.
Prior to that, I was involved in eHome and shipped the first version of Windows Media Center Edition.
Right, that was this. We saw this over
That's
here.
Right.
This over here.
Yeah, that's the very cool Ship It Award.
Very cool Ship It Award. Okay.
I think people might appreciate seeing the Ship It Award we did for Windows Home Server.
Okay. Oh, the Q. Now we hear the product sometimes referred to
as Q.
As Q.
Right.
And that's the Ship It Award for. Very slick. Is this the after hours shelf right here?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. And looks like this is a few signatures on this.
Oh, you showed people the hockey puck.
Yeah, so I've seen this as a mock-up. This is a home server here?
Yeah, this is actually a working Windows home server that we commissioned as a prototype and a proof of concept. The idea of to show hardware manufacturers and OEMs directions they could go that are more extreme. This is holds multiple drives. It's running a x86 processor, and it's running Windows Home Server right now. I basically just use it to show off. We built exactly 3 of these. They're very expensive and shouldn't touch it and so forth. But
all right, that's cool. All right. Well, thanks for your time. This has actually been really cool. One thing maybe we didn't talk about was showing the browser interface back into the network. Yeah. Just a second, we'll do that.
Hopefully it works. The Microsoft proxy, our corporate proxy is oftentimes. So I'm going to enter in Kindle.homeserver.com, and if you want to go to that, I don't care because it's actually this one in my office that has no important data on it. So here we are. As I think people may be aware, we provide in the product a free internet domain name backed by a real SSL certificate, as well as a dynamic DNS service. So you get a static name on the internet for your home as part of the product.
All right.
And so it's really easy to log in. This is actually running off that box that I pulled the drive out of real quickly a couple minutes ago.
Okay.
So I'm going to enter Charlie as my username, and I'm not going to tell you what the password is. ...
Hey, that's my password too.
And so here you can see that I can access the computers that are on my home network. One, the laptop that's sitting right there, and the other one is that machine that I said is off.
Okay.
Or I can access the home server console. Mm-hmm. And any of these will bring up a remote desktop session to that, whatever that is. And then I can also access the shared folders that I have on the home server.
Same ones we looked at before, but we can just
exactly.
The browser, we've got access
and
to all
so
that stuff.
So for example, here's a bunch of photos that are stored on the Windows Home Server.
All right, cool. All right, so this is good stuff. So we talked about getting as a device from HP, and it is possible to build your own home server, right?
It is. You can buy Windows Home Server, the OEM SKU, via various system builder outlets.
Okay, gotcha.
And that the experience around that is really directed at all of us. We invested some time in the setup experience and so forth, but at the end of the day, there's so many variabilities in hardware and so forth that if you go down that path, you're taking a little bit of risk upon yourself to be able to figure it out.
Okay.
So that's just fair warning.
All right. Good to know. Well, this has been great. Thanks for your time, Charlie.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.